Today, Eric, we're going to talk about a subject that we've just looked at a study, and this study basically talks about those folks that are near retirement just being crushed by all of the negative economic factors that have happened, their income and their assets and different things. I guess this is something that you and I have experienced in our own practice with this age group.
Yeah, in fact, I just talked to a gentleman earlier today who talked about, the last 12 years in his 401k, it's just now back to where it was 12 years ago.
Yes.
And here's a generation that he's in his mid-50s preparing for retirement. What's he going to do? And he is literally grasping, because what he anticipated having and what's reality right now just aren't happening.
Right. Well, when you look at the way 401ks have been affected, IRAs, 401ks, all of this qualified money, you look at the property values. Retirees or those near retirement in that age group, and this age group we're talking about is about 55 years old
64,
to 64. They don't have that equity in their home anymore.
Well, as you said, we all kind of approached home ownership. For a lot of us, it's our biggest investment.
Right.
We put dollar after dollar into our houses, anticipating when we get to retirement, the equity is there. Well,
Yes.
with the depression in the housing market, boom, that option for a lot of us has gone away. Not only do we not have the amount of equity, in some cases we don't have any equity.
It can be negative equity.
Yeah, and so it's been just devastating.
Right.
Now, the study talks about, the Sentier Research study, I mean, they're talking about declines for this 55 to 64-year-old households, or age range, the average income. When you factor it, the median adjusted income, so you're looking at an inflation-adjusted number here.
Right.
But income's dropping since December 2007 to now, almost 10%.
Pushing 9.7%,
Yeah,
I believe it was. Yes.
and if you think about the cost of gasoline, the cost of food, the things that impact our lives, I see it, I feel it. So as you get closer to a fixed income,
You start to sense the old idea of stagflation, because inflation is increasing and yet the incomes are decreasing. And so, we find ourselves in a position of saying, well, where do we turn?
Right. Your traditional, I'm going to put it in my seat, as you're getting closer to retirement, you're supposed to become more conservative, You don't want to lose money, you don't want to go backwards.
And based on our, Fed Fed direction right now,
we're all going to be saying we were benighted.
Right. We're being penalized if we're in this age group, because the savings rates are so poor.
Yeah, we keep on saying we're trying to boost the economy. We're trying to get the engines fired.
At the expense of what?
We're killing the retirees. Yes. And the headline was crushing the retirees.
Right.
Well, they are literally getting crushed by zero returns in their options.
And when we turn even to annuities, and that's our headline up here, is can annuities help? Annuities are affected by these low interest rates.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's be honest. These insurance companies utilize investment vehicles, as a
bonds
hedge and
treasuries and the like to
take those dollars, to grow them, and that's how they return those dollars back to those retirees.
Exactly.
And they're getting the same level of constraints placed on them as many of these individual retirees.
Right. Well, Eric, one thing that I've seen, and I think it's unfortunate, but I've seen some retirees, or those that are near retirement, they panic a little bit. I can understand why they panic, but they want to make up maybe for lost time. They want to make up for market losses, whatever has caused this. That sometimes they'll tend to take more risk on than what maybe they should.
Well, that's the black-red syndrome. If you keep letting red, it'll hit red sooner or later, won't it? Well, if you've given away all your chips, it's you can only spin the wheel so many times before you're done.
Right.
It's the gambler's mentality.
Yes.
Like the guy I talked to, 12 years to get back to where we were 12 years ago.
Right.
He's not where he thought he'd be.
Right. So you really have to start where you're at.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have seen those folks that were fairly well positioned, that came through the financial crisis very well, but those are few and far between as compared to those that were following some of the traditional methods of investment and
Sure.
and found themselves not doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, they always say there's something that makes money in every economy.
Right.
For somebody.
Right.
You know,
Timing.
and our thing is, you know what, as we've got people in this age range, what's been if we look at an annuity that's going to be a potential for some of these folks,
Right.
I like, for someone who still has over 5 years of basically working years left.
Right. Before you're going to need to turn on that
turn
income
stream.
Right.
You know, let's look at
Right.
hybrid annuities, because they have those guarantees,
That
the
will-
roll-ups and deferral.
They increase your income dramatically
Right.
if you can leave them alone.
Right, and that's the key. You have to be able to leave it alone, let it
Right.
set in deferral.
Right.
So if for people that are panicking because they're getting close and they don't want to sit in the market and have another 12 years of
Sure.
zero gain,
Or go backwards.
yeah, it's an option. It's an
Right.
option for
Right.
a portion of those dollars. And
Right.
as I say, we talk about the foundational
Right.
aspect of income.
Right.
If you've got Social Security and a pension, and then if you can stack a guaranteed income
That's going to get you to that number
to
that you
to
need.
your basement,
Right.
you cover the
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah, it's going to cover the basic needs of life.
You know, that
Right.
hybrid is one of those options. You know, it
Yes.
works well in that situation. Now, if you're a little bit closer to retirement,
Mhm.
there's other options in the annuity world. It's
The
an
immediate-
immediate annuity.
Right.
It's your self-directed pension plan.
Right.
You know, you can turn it on. You can set them up so that you get little bumps in your income. You know,
Right.
Or you can set it up so that, hey, you just turn it on. You can set it and forget it. It's,
Right.
It's
Right.
there as long as you are.
Exactly.
And then there's of course the pre-issued side.
Right.
If you're looking
Well,
for
right, and with the pre-issued, I think that a person would look at maybe just taking the yield off of the the interest that's coming in off of it, and preserve that principal to reinvest it into another pre-issued annuity or some other financial vehicle that's available at the time. That's a better choice.
It's the old CD mentality where
Right.
you're going to take your
Right.
your interest earned
Right.
and use that as your income stream.
Right.
So,
The big difference right now between the pre-issued and the CD is about 5 or 6%.
Yeah.
So
So-
it just depends, on the situation.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are annuity options, and obviously there are other investment options out there as well.
Right.
But it's you have to balance
Yes.
guarantees. It's risk reward.
Right.
And that's why we like annuities for that foundational aspect. It's like
Right.
takes
right.
a little bit of the risk out.
Exactly. And Eric, when we start to think in terms of retirees getting crushed, and what is the answer?
Yeah.
I think we folks, we want to state pretty clearly that there really are no silver bullets.
No.
There's no perfect answers. There's different financial vehicles such as annuities, or could be bonds, could be
Dividend paying stocks.
Right.
It's
right, that are going to be the best in your situation, and that's where it really takes a good advisor to help determine what is going to be best in your situation.
yeah. It's weighing your options. We're not a big proponent of putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
We like asset allocation and diversification of assets and asset classes. So it's
Right.
look at what's available to you and then make that decision based off those factors.
Exactly.
So thanks for tuning in today.
Thank you.